variate it too, you know. You understand, if something doesn't come out sounding right, I kind of like to shove it down people's throats, right? Like, yeah, come on. Am I playing something offbeat here, right? So? I mean, that's kind of offbeat, but you can make it work out if you just, I think if you just address your own mistake, and then sometimes if you repeat it and variate it into the beat, then it kind of makes more sense. Yeah? Yeah? That's fun, guys. I love that. Need to, actually, I'm hitting the edge of my thumb a lot too, man. It kind of hurts. It's not really the best technique to just kind of hit your bone on the side of the edge of the rim. I want to actually hit it, maybe, I don't know, a little bit below that. I don't know, in most cases. I'm tired of hitting the edge of my thumb, yo. So, here we go. Yeah, I don't really have a good setup right now for, setting up the djembe. I suck sometimes. Actually, should just practice that beat for a while because I like it. I like the variation between the different basses and the slap tones and the open tone. And so if I could just get good at that beat, this one to lock away. That's good. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's off, right? I like that, man. It's nice little eighth notes, little accents and stuff. It's good practice. Yeah. Yeah, I like finger rolls too. I actually like the way that this djembe reacts to fingers just only. So let's look at this real quick. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Let's just see if anybody's even looked at the live stream at all, right? I don't know. Is it even showing up on my YouTube channel? Hello? Oh my lord, it's not public? Yo, what? Huh? I'm so confused. Why am I watching it, but it's not on my YouTube channel? What? Unlisted, maybe? Huh? I'm so confused. What do you think, guys? Like, it says I'm live, and I'm the only one watching, and it's not public on my YouTube channel. I'm actually super confused. Let's see. I mean, it says stream is healthy. It says everything's set up. Okay. Okay. So I just wonder, why would this not show up on my YouTube channel? All right, here we go. Live stream. Yeah. All right, fit live streaming. I don't know, man. We'll just retitle the stream real quick. It's okay. I guess I used to do this all the time, man. Just live streaming and stuff. I'm actually like on a desktop computer in another room right now. Just yeah, live stream, live stream, live stream. Djembe back porch, back porch. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just a little confused why it's not on the YouTube channel. I don't know. Save. Let's see. Is it the stream's current bit rate is lower than recommended? We recommend they use a stream bit rate of 6,800. Okay, before you said the health was good. Okay. Just I'm still tripping you. Yeah, I mean this should be working, right? Let's just. Okay. Yeah, now I see it. Okay. Freaking A, man. I just wonder, you know, how hard is that sometimes to actually get it to pop up? Content dashboard, come on. I mean, nice. It's not showing up in my YouTube app. Is it just not like a live vid or something? I don't understand. Not available in the YouTube app, okay? Billy Ray Cyrus. Horrible, man. Whatever, man. I'm just a little confused. Let's see. I mean, it should be in my YouTube app. Is it a draft right now? Freaking A, dude. Oh, it's because I'm in YouTube Studio. Okay, it's not getting the analytics. Got it. Got it, dude. That's what's happening. All right. So, you know, this is, I'm just learning how to stream on YouTube with this camera, guys. It's actually been a challenge tonight. So, I'm sorry for everybody that's watched. You know. But I'm here. If you want to talk, you know, we're going to start live streaming on YouTube again. I think that's the plan, y'all. I do like live streaming a lot. Yeah, I like working on my single stroke rolls. Make sure it's separated. This is why you practice, dude. Well, and if you can't play slow, you really can't play fast, right? Yeah, it's really the best way to play fast as a drummer is to isolate it and play it slow, right? And get the technique down really good when you're playing slow, and that will help you to play fast. I don't know. That's the way, really, is to slow it down and actually focus on your technique. So we can do that for a little bit. Guys. Oh yeah, we're getting back into djembe, yo. I respect this instrument, you know. It's amazing how you can make this instrument sound if you are good at this. Oh yeah. do separate out those triplet rolls. That's nice. Yeah. You just have to be able to play slow. I mean, I would like to be able to transition into actually hand rolls there, right? Like to have played that outright, right? Yeah. See, I think we're actually okay, guys. Being able to live stream this, man, this seems to actually work, yo. The fact that I don't have viewers is actually okay with me. I understand what it means to live stream, right? You just have to have a wiser selection of your platform, too. I think Twitch is I've talked about it so many times, man. I think really what drove me to even want to be a Twitch streamer is just pride, dude. I don't like it. I'm not gonna do that again. I don't like it. It was never a good idea. Why? What drove you to even do that, man? Whatever, guys. I just think about all the time I wasted on Twitch. Fan of Heroes That Were in Chaos. Yo, what's up, Virtual Dreamscape? Yo, you are the first person to actually talk to me during my live streams on YouTube. Congratulations to you, man. Virtual Dreamscape. Yo, let's play a jam for Virtual Dreamscape. right, man. Yo, thanks for stopping by, dude. That's freaking awesome, man. I'm so happy to see you, dude. Yeah, I miss live streaming. It used to be fun. So we're bringing it back, yo. We're bringing it back. Not the same content all the time either, man. You got it. I do like playing drums, but... And I intend on getting very good at this drum. Eventually. Paradiddles, yeah. Here we go. So it's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Yeah, it's a paradiddle with both hands. So it's kind of alternating paradiddles, right? Just right and left hand. I think that's really important, you know. Get the paradiddles down, right? If you're doing that. That one too. Yeah, bass, yeah, slap. Yeah, it's all bass and then opens. Hey, if you guys don't know, you know, there's only 3 ways really that you're traditionally supposed to touch a djembe, right? You have the bass slap, which is kind of a little more towards the center. Maybe the pointer finger and all that makes it to the center. It's not quite in the center. You're off kilter. You know, it's bass, and then you have open tone. It's a little higher pitch, and then you have a slap, very high pitch. Ouch, that hurt my thumb. Ouch. It's just very relaxed. So yeah, dude, I gotta get over that because every time I do a slap tone on this djembe, I'm hitting the edge of my thumb, and it's killing me, dude. It hurts so much, man. Yo, Virtual Dream State, thanks for stopping by, man. I had fun. Yeah, I'll see you later, bro. Okay, have fun. Be safe out there. Watch out for crazy guys with djembes, I guess. I'm just kidding, bro. Ouch, I want to use the back of my hand because my hands hurt so much. Yeah, dude, I need to stop doing slap tunes, I think. Guys, I might have to stop because my thumb hurts so much, yo. It has just hit the bone so much on the edge of the djembe that it just, oh man, does it hurt. It's a shooting pain through the edge of my thumb on the joint. Ugh. You know, this is kind of why I need to, I don't know, I haven't had this problem playing the djembe before, right? I don't know, I think maybe it's because I've been playing it too much, too. So, kind of hitting it with my fingers, and kind of the whole fingers, and none of really my palm because I'm so tired of hitting my thumb. It hurts so much, man. Oh. Just a sharp shooting pain in the joint, man. Can't do single stroke rolls either. That's bad too. That's okay. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. There you go. Alright. There's a bass roll, right? Can you guys hear the difference between that? Yeah. If you guys comment, here's a bass single stroke roll. And then here's an open tone single stroke roll. Can you guys hear the difference between that? And here's a slap. Yeah, so, I just wonder, my left hand's bad. Yeah, there's all three different kinds. That beat right there is really triggering the, it's really kind of optimizing the resonance in the djembe right there. Yeah, that's. Triplet singer stroke, I think, with accents on the downbeat for each beginning of the triplet. Yeah, and then it ends with like or maybe those are sextuplets. No, those are triplets. Yeah. Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, it's a triplet. Yeah, that would be sextuplets or so some triplets. I do like triplets. triplets is because they're offbeat. You know, if you ever want to mix in something, hip into a standard 4x4 or something, mixing some triplets, sextuplets, I don't know. I mean, it sounds nice no matter what you're doing. You could have an eighth note. And then switch it into triplets. Switching between eighth notes and triplets is really fun on the djembe, right? Yeah, it's a good variation. I like that. And remember that, Switching between them. Yeah, it's a little harder than a single stroke if you're just doing the same strike every time. Probably because I don't practice it as much. Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, it's hard though. Always wise as a drummer. Yeah, slow it down a little bit. Try and get it right slow before you can do it fast. practicing some slow little, I think that was some triples there. I'm doing for all open palms, where I'm not slapping the edge to get the highest, loudest note, but I'm just trying to strike it properly for a good sound there, and do the same with the release of the hand every time to go back up, right? So not to just come down on it, but also to come back up, right? And get it a good slow. And then speed it up. And then do it as fast as you can without actually breaking any of your technique. So if you can't go any faster without making your technique worse, then don't go any faster than that, right? So let's try that. All right. All right. That was okay, but that wasn't as good as the slower one. A lot better. Yeah, some mistakes there actually. And that too. That was better. That was good actually. that slap tone I'm doing too. It's very good. It's nice. It's actually not hurting my thumb either. I don't know how I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not sure actually. It's just, I don't know. I'm just hitting it perfectly with that. Hitting my thumb, man. It's nice. I'm just trying to analyze my technique. You know, I want to become better at this. And by the way, I used to be a lot better at this than I am now. But yeah, it's gonna take some practice from me. You know, and I used to practice drumming all the time because it was in marching band. All right, let's just establish a beat. Here we go. A good like what would you even call that? I don't know. I suppose that would be a nice little riff there. A little gosh. I mean, it's not a repetitive. It's a run. It's like a lead up into something else. So if you do it fast, it sounds a lot better, I think. It'd be a little harder to do it fast, right? We'll speed it up. Okay. It is actually hard to maintain the same space between your hands when you're switching your right hand between the bass and the open, which I'm doing here. This is the whole point of this. You see the accents? I'll show you a little bit easier. In fact, why don't I just lower or heighten this just a little bit and then kind of bam, something like that. You guys should be able to see that, right? Let's see how that looks. Maybe now you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay. So, this is going to be a lot better for you guys to actually see this, I think. Okay, let's try that roll one more time, right? We're going to speed it up. Okay, that wasn't it, though. It goes. Okay, let's try it a little faster. Not bad. That was not bad, actually. Could be improved. You know? And guys, as a drummer, it's actually not bad to just sit there and analyze your stuff when you're speeding it up, slowing it down. Especially, the whole point is just to look. How fast can we go without sacrificing any of our technique, right? How fast can we go without, forcing our hands to not come up as high as they normally do, right? Not actually hitting on the wrong part of our hand, all that stuff. So, yeah, I can play fast, of course, but. Yeah, but it wasn't as good as when it was slow there. Just some variation here. That was not bad. I like it. Yeah, we always try it as fast as possible. Yeah. So practice it slower instead of faster. Yeah, almost. Yeah, there you go. That's fine. guess I was doing paradiddles there. That was actually cool. Yeah, we're just exploring things, guys. You know, a little bit of a slower tempo, and just trying to work on some good technique for later on when we're actually better at this and can play faster. good. The only reason I'm able to do right there is it's just because of practice, dude. I mean, I feel like, the technique was like pretty standard through that. That was good. I liked it. I'm happy with that, actually. Yeah, that's all terrible. Like that muting it there, you know what I mean? Like with my left hand, right as soon as I slap it, I'm like muting it with my left. It makes a huge difference for me because it's not ringing when I do that. It's cool. The real djembe players, they know how to do all that stuff. They know how to manage. I feel like a lot of those guys, they know how to manage like how much their drum is vibrating. Even when they produce a certain tone, they can control it afterwards if they want by hitting it another time differently. It's cool. It's one of the ways you can control the djembe. Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. That's actually not bad. I guess I just played for like let's see, an hour straight, man. Or it has a lot. Oh yeah, yeah. We're almost at like almost an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. God, that was fun. Well, have a good night. You know, that's a nice thing to say. That he's just like, man, I had fun. That's cool. I don't know. If if one person can just tune in and say, hey, you played the drums for me for I don't know live. What was that? I suppose you stuck around for at least 5 minutes, yo. That's cool. Cool, man. Yeah, man. I'm here for that. You guys want to visit with me while I'm live streaming? Bring back some of your old H2C memories, man. Yeah, that's cool. The fact that I can even do that with you guys is awesome, I think, actually. I love the fact that I have history, that I don't know, man. And you guys know it, too. I think that's awesome. I like that, man. I think it's fun to interact with people who know who I am, what I stand for, what I want. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous. I don't really like talking to people that don't know anything about me, My YouTube channel is actually too much of my own investment for those around me not to care about, right? I don't know, like, if I knew somebody and they had like a wife or something, they invested all their time in them, and I didn't like care about his wife or something. Yeah, I don't know. Comparing, my YouTube channel is definitely not as important as any wife in this world, but yeah, it's all about your time expenditure, right? So, yeah, if I was, spending all my time on my YouTube channel, I prefer like people like my employer, my family, and my I don't know everybody that I know to actually know what my YouTube channel is about. I suppose if they even indicate that they care about me, then yeah, I would hope that they would know about what I care about, right? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, what I really care about is human souls, right? Being free from, I suppose, tyranny and wickedness, right? I want freedom and love for everybody. I want like the opposite of tyranny and wickedness. Everybody really naturally wants the same thing, right? There's only a rare fraction of people that are like, I don't know, truly satanic. Most of the time, people are just making like mistakes, right? Because they have problems. It's an accident, really. Most of what people do to trespass and commit crime, I honestly believe, can be written off as a failure of their own doing, due to a lot of reasons like faults, and habits. Drug addiction is a big one. I mean, sexual fornication addiction. Cheating, adultery. All that kind of stuff, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I would like to just see that. So honestly, out of all of humanity, okay, the amount of people that exist that are truly like, just gosh, all they want to do is just cause suffering on other people. I really believe it's a small fraction of the overall population of the earth. Right? Nobody wants to just sit there and just like watch, a baby suffer, any human really suffer. I mean, guys, you understand, like, yeah, putting another human being through suffering. Oh gosh, to have insight into how horrible that is, I don't know, man. I mean, you could start with like studying, the biology behind it. First of all, humans are really complicated, and I don't know. I even have a lot of just mercy and just kind of infinite mercy and just kind of compassion for those in the prison system too. Like the people that have committed crimes against us, right? Free people, and which I've been on both sides of it, right? I've broken the law before for sure. And it's awful to do that. Any kind of crime is terrible. And pretty much any crime that we have defined in our law system is pretty much awful. I mean, you can guarantee it's terrible. Crime is like the worst idea ever. It really doesn't matter what it is. Even the little stuff, right? And it helps guide you too. You have your. I believe each of us really have our own natural law from God, right? And then you have kind of like the law from the land, right? The institution of the government. And around where I am, a lot of the laws, I'm not saying all of them, I'm not saying the majority of them even, but a lot of the laws really do support what I believe are natural laws, right? Like little things, like I don't know, any form of really fraud, right? Fraud is bad. Fraud is like intended to hurt people, right? If you do something funny, for comedic value, and to make people laugh, you steal $2 from them or something, that's not fraud, dude. Okay, look, hey, you target one of your friends and steal $2 out of his wallet. Yeah, that's theft, okay. But were you doing it to steal $2 from your friend or to make him laugh? Okay, that's actually kind of, who cares about $2? What are you talking about? But if you do it in a way to make him laugh, yeah, sure. You could do the same exact thing and be a thief, right? You could steal $2 from your friend and actually just want the cash and try and do it, right? So I don't know. There's two ways to go about doing the same action, and one of them doesn't bother me, right? If you do it to make your friend laugh, actually that's your intention, is to make them laugh. Yeah, that's actually funny. I don't know. Whatever, guys. Like I had a friend who stole a lot more from us than that, right? It was so funny, guys. We used to all hang out like together in the same house in college and stuff. And I don't know if you guys go to college or whatever, what your experience is like. I went to college a few times actually, mostly because I partied the whole time at my first experiences. And then I ended up actually going back to college and never partying and doing extremely well, right? Like my academics, like the second time I went around, I would never go out with people, I had very few friends. And that was kind of on purpose because actually my goal the second time was just to perform well academically, When the first time I went to college, my goal was not to perform academically. Okay, I actually had no goals, right? I had nothing, right? I had no idea what I was doing. I was totally lost. I didn't even want to go to college when I was there. I was forced to, but that's a conversation for another time, really. For me, man, yeah. By the time I got back around to it, that was different. So my homie, right? My homie Max, when we first went to college, I won't tell you his last name. It's hilarious. But we also used to hang out in this one house. We would go over there and hang out. And we were all smoking all the time, cigarettes and whatever. And, okay, so like all semester, okay, all school semester, our lighters were going missing. We'd always like go for our lighters and then we'd just be like, where's our lighter at? And we'd just always be talking about it, like, guys, where's our lighter? Yeah, I don't know, man. We can't find it. Whatever. So we just all going through this for the entire semester. At the end of the semester, Max comes back. He's like, guys, I've been the one stealing lighters from you all year. And he dumps out a black trash bag full of big lighters just on the table. And we all died, dude. We just all couldn't handle it. It was the funniest thing I'll never forget it. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Okay. He kept all of our lighters. We were just going through all of them, like, this is my lighter that I bought here. We were like, what are you doing, dude? It was so many. It was like hundreds. It was like 150 lighters. A black trash bag, all on the table, covered the whole table. It was so funny, you guys. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. How did he even get away with that? I don't know, dude. It's stealing that many without us catching. What a ninja, dude. Actually, now that I'm thinking back, I'm impressed. At first, I thought it was just funny. Huh. How did he even do that? That's crazy, dude. And the fact he never got caught by us is so nuts. What a psycho. And if he was doing that to actually keep them, he probably would have gotten caught, right? Because, in my opinion, right, and it even says this in the Catholic Bible, right, is that wickedness is actually a little dumber, right, a little on a lower level. It says it uses less really. Look, I can't quote the Bible exactly, but from one of my memories of reading the Bible, it does talk about in certain areas about how those that perform wicked deeds are indeed, perhaps at a, less intelligence, less smart. They're just not as smart. I don't know how to describe it. I can't remember the words the Bible used, man. I'm not that good at that, but I do remember sections, because I've been reading the Bible, in the history of my life. Yeah, I do take away like a lot of meaning from it, and then I try to talk about it later, and then I look up the quotes, and it's like kind of never even what was there, man. So I don't know. It's funny. Like sometimes I talk about the Bible, and I'm like, yo, is that even in there, man? I don't know. I feel like I just read it, and then I walk away with all of this information, and then I don't know. Sometimes I try to look it up later, man, and it seems like my mind isn't matching up with what was there, but. We could always talk. We could always just Google it real quick. That'd be interesting. I wonder. Um, but yeah, it talks about how the perverse are just you know, filled with perhaps just. I wonder how it even said it. I'm trying to just remember the words. I mean, I can see them right now, but I can't really. I don't know. But you know, I believe that, right? You know, if Max had been out to actually just screw us over and steal our lighters and stash them away and kind of keep the cash from that or whatever it was, yeah, dude, I think he would have gotten caught because he would have been doing it for the wrong reasons, right? And so he wouldn't have been able to act it out, right? I think maybe since he had the goal of all just making us all die laughing at the end of that's maybe actually why it worked out. Smart, man. I've never seen anybody do that before. Holy crap. Because there was like 8 of us there. How is he constantly stealing our lighters without getting caught once? Crazy. I just wondered. Actually a fan of how those triples played out. Actually, good technique and some consistent sound through. I mean, yeah, the technique actually not there because my thumb's hurting. I'm not using the right one. Yeah, but yeah, the same heights, the same good. I'm using like an alternate technique right now because I just kind of want to use my fingers a little bit. I'm not using like any of my palms. So, but you know, if my right thumb was a little bit nicer to me right now, I would be able to. I think I'd be able to play it out just like that. It's fine. Practicing like this with your just whole fingers is kind of nice actually. It takes it easy on the hands, and you can produce good tones with it too. But it's altered technique. It's not proper. Let's see. Not bad. Just kind of, yeah, slow, medium tempo. Not bad. I don't know, 90 beats per minute, something like that. Who knows? Maybe 100 almost, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Hard to guess the tempo, actually, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. See how much better it sounds when instead of, using my hand as just a down, my left hand, to actually re-release it and bring it back up. Listen to that difference. Yeah. Just check out what that slight difference in technique does. We got 10% battery left on the camera. So I'm just gonna use this thing till it dies, yo. I mean, it's okay. And we got a good practice session in. And we got to interact with one of our viewers, yo. How cool is that? Yeah, guys. That's actually not bad. I'm glad somebody stopped by and said hi. That makes me happy, yeah, guys. I do understand I sit around and talk to myself, right? But, it's okay because, if you were here during the live stream, yeah, no viewers, guys. But you know what? That's what happens when you don't live stream, right? And then you just do one. Okay. So that's actually pretty much always the case for live streams, right? Even platforms or institutions where they have marketing campaigns and promotional ads and stuff like that. Unless you have any history on that platform of actually doing that type of content, you're gonna have limited success in your own promotions, right? You have to have history of actually using that platform normally to match its algorithm to be able to utilize its resources. So if you're just the kind of person that like me right now, who's just starting off a live stream, you better get used to talking to yourself, right? You better. Yeah, it's just normally how it works. That's all right. It's okay. What it means to build up a live stream, I know what that means actually. It is a lot of talking to yourself. It is a lot of spending time alone actually. I don't know. Normally, guys, it is actually. Even if you have a good start, like me, somebody who has people. What I found, that's actually the case. And especially after this experience, right? That's fine. To have a few people try and stop by during my first attempts at starting the live stream. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's okay. But, man, have I done that before, though, right? Yeah, I have, actually. When I first started streaming on Twitch, I don't know. I've only had, like, 250,000 views on Twitch, and I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. And I was on the front page of Twitch, I was the first mobile game player I know of whoever was on the front page of Twitch. So until I learn any differently, I think I'm the first one on Earth, right? I don't know. I don't remember anybody else playing mobile games on Twitch back in 2014 or something. So anyway, guys, that's history, man. So to be able to do that, oh gosh, I don't know, man. I don't know. The most viewers I ever had at one time on Twitch was like 3,000 to maybe more. I don't know. I remember watching it topping out at 1,500, and I thought that was impressive. But from my memory, I thought it went up when I was on the front page. It was kind of always up and down on the front page. Yeah, it was. I think it was like 3,000 something on the front page. I don't know, guys. To have 3,000 people watching you doing whatever live, that's pretty cool, dude. To be able to go to just twitch.com or twitch.tv or whatever it was after it was Justin TV, to be able to just go to the twitch.tv homepage and actually just see me featured on the homepage, that's pretty sick. I don't understand how they do stuff like that and still don't offer you partnership when you're I don't know. When you're constantly, whatever, man. That makes me so angry to think about how Twitch used me, Oh, man, that's terrible to me. I mean, oh, man, gosh. I don't know, guys. I don't want to go on a huge rant about Twitch right now, but, I'll just say that I think it's pretty terrible how they treated me, actually. If you just look at kind of all the work I did for Twitch, and in full vision of them, with Gameloft, okay, knowing that I was with Gameloft's graces, trying to generate content for them, effectively and all that, just getting rejected by them and being used as a front page promotion, constantly, and just always in the face of Heroes of War and Chaos, I think that's weird that they wouldn't just help me out. They knew I was spending like thousands of hours on their platform, right? In the thousands. Actually generating its own community from the scratch, right? The only benefit I really had was the graces of Gameloft, right? That was provided to me. Yeah, and actually I was really lucked out with my teams, My guild and everybody I knew was really great, really. So that helped, right? But I don't know, and then without any help from Twitch themselves, without any promotions from them or anything like that, I already had 100 people tuning in to me just watching Heroes of War Chaos, like one of the smallest things. I would just live streaming, and it would go below, it would go above 100. That's hard to do, dude. To get over 100 people to tune in for your stuff. Just at any time that you go live. That's actually a lot of times people got partnered back then, when it was harder to get partnered on Twitch. It's a lot easier now. They just give you a percentage of your popularity now, from what I understand, which is all I wanted. All I wanted was to be able to say, oh my gosh, wow, now I'm making, what would it have been back then? How much money do you guys think I would have made streaming on Twitch? Having 100 people. Okay, what would it have been? $4 a week? Okay, I can work with that. You understand? If I'm making $4 a week, that's something I can grow. If I'm making $0 a week after thousands of hours of work, I can't build on that. I can't do anything with that. You understand? As somebody who's spending so much time and effort into just playing a mobile iPad game, it's such a small game to begin with, guys. I can't even imagine. Choose a game that only has. I mean, we know how many players there were in Heroes of War Chaos. Anyways, I thought it was less than like 750,000. I think it was less than 500,000, honestly. And active player base over time. Gosh, guys, you know that, right? I don't know, guys. All right, we're about to die here, so let's just play some jams, right? Let's stop practicing a little bit. It could be improved, but that actually felt really good for me. That last roll there, so yeah, some of the intonation was good and the beat was off on some of it, but actually I felt like the first 5 strokes of that were perfect. And if it dies here, I'm, goodbye, guys. Thanks for watching, by the way. If you watch this archive, thank you. I do like to do that. I mean, I just like to throw bits. Here you go. I can't even do that right now. Man, my feet hurt. I've been holding them in the same position for like 30 minutes straight, or at least. I don't know, maybe 20, I don't know. Whoops. Oh yeah, and proper technique for the djembe too is actually have it tilted kind of under your butt. I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, towards you, right? I'm tilting it away. Just because of, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my djembe is a little tall, for the